All right. So to start off today, we're actually going to have someone sing the Black National Anthem. So I'm going to ask you guys to all stand.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Onyonyi. I am a 3L at Boston College Law School, and it's an honor and a privilege to lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has brought us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. God of our wearies, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, Thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us for pray, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met. We forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand. May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Would you like before we get started with the program?
Congratulations, everyone. It is so good to see this many black people in this building. I'm going to say to you right now, because a lot of you may be nervous when you come into this building about who you can go knock on their doors. We own this building. All right? Do not be bashful. Some of you guys, this is your first time in this building. Do not make this your last. This is where we move. This year $58 billion. And if we don't move it with your voice, it moves without the things that are important to you. So I'm Russell Holmes. I have the honor of representing parts of Mattapan, Dorchester, Hyde Park, Rosendale, and JP. And today, my assignment is to recognize all of those who are elected. And so if I miss anyone, I apologize. I'm sure Zayvon will come and whisper to my ear. All right, so there are quite a number. And so if you don't mind waving your hand just so everyone can know who you are, that would be great. Many of them on the back hallway. Representative Adrian Madaro. I'm gonna ask you to hold your claps because there's a lot of them. Representative Shad, Senator Oliverio, Representative Vanna Howard, Representative Cabral, Representative Rodney Elliott, Representative Utrino, Representative Jack Lewis, Representative Rita Mendez, Representative Holmes, myself, Representative Moran, Representative Giannano, Representative Decker, I just saw her a moment ago, Representative Orlando Ramos, Representative Kate Donahue, Representative Reyes, Senator Payano, Senator Nick Collins, Representative Kate Lipper-Garabedian, Representative Steve Owens, Senator Liz Miranda, Representative Carlos Gonzalez, Representative Tron Nguyen, Representative Carol Doherty, Senator Ed Kennedy, Representative Manny Cruz, Representative Sam Montano, Representative Judith Garcia, Representative Chris Rowell, Representative Brandy Fluker Oakley, Representative, you Boston folks, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. You know how you guys are. Boston folks, calm down. Representative China Tyler, Representative Chris Flanagan, Representative Simon Quintano, Representative Andy Vargas, and then we have the Mayor Revere, Mayor Keefe, who's here. I saw him in the corner. And then we have Ward 4 Councils, Eva Revere, and I'm going to get this name wrong, I think, but Paul Aggiano. Did I get it wrong or right? Let's give them all a hand, please. I pray I did not miss anyone. Did I miss anyone? Who did I miss? Representative Bud Williams, huh?
LeVar Click, Councilman Ward 5, Springfield.
All right. Councilor Click and his wife, who are both here as well. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks everyone, and congratulations to you and to the families.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Y'all, my name is Zayvon Billups. I'm 27 years old, and I am the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Black and Latino Legislative Caucus. Appreciate y'all. I'm not only the youngest Executive Director that they ever had, I've also been told I'm the most handsome. I had the distinct honor of working with 24 talented legislators, some of which are present today. They got a few shout-outs, but I want to make sure I shout to them once again. They're up here in front, some seated in front as well. We have Representative Orlando Ramos, Representative Estela Reyes, Representative Manny Cruz, Vice Chair Andy Vargas, Representative Judith Garcia, Senator Liz Miranda, Representative Sam Montano, Representative Chris Rowell, Representative Brandy Fluker Oakley, of course the chairman here, Representative Bud Williams, Representative China Tyler. We have Honorable Representative Carlos Gonzalez. I know Representative Rita Mendez is also here. Any members of the Black and Latino Caucus I haven't? Senator Payano, appreciate you, thank you. Each one of them are uniquely capable, intellectual, strong-willed, and here to represent you. Can we give them a hand? Now to why we're here, and that's to put Black excellence on a hill. Is that all right? Black Excellence on the Hill is a statewide celebration that aims to highlight the heritage and work of those belonging to the Black diaspora. It's an opportunity for us to join in community, to relish in our fortitude, and acknowledge our continued self-definition in the face of oppressive realities. Our ingenuity is never hampered, our ambition is ever strong, and our strife has never stopped us from striving. Man, I love black people. If y'all still with me, say aye. If y'all still with me, say aye. Love black people. Don, you got that on camera, right? Today we celebrate those black leaders, trailblazers, and change makers who continue to contribute to the Commonwealth at large in each and every one of its individual districts. And with that said, I'd like to turn it over to an esteemed Roxbury native who turned her education and upbringing to a life dedicated towards public service, my friend, Senator Liz Miranda.
I echo the sentiments of our great executive directors. Why don't you guys put a hand for him? He works hard, y'all. It's not easy dealing with 24 Black and Latino elected individuals, but I just want to bring you greetings on behalf of the Black and Latino Legislative Caucus. I'm Senator Liz Miranda. I represent the mighty 2nd Suffolk District, neighborhoods of Hyde Park all the way to South End in the city of Boston. I just want to acknowledge a couple of things. We know that our world is in pain right now, and we are in the middle of Holy Week. Today is also Good Friday, and in the middle of Ramadan, and wanted to wish on behalf of the caucus peace and blessings onto everyone if you celebrate and observe this Holy Week. This Holy Week also has a lot of deep meaning. And not only are you here to celebrate your Black excellence, but think about the sacrifices that you've made to be here. Think about the compassion that you've bestowed on other people, the service that you've offered to humanity. Also be thinking about redemption and forgiveness. Some of us are on our 2nd and 3rd and 10th chance. And the enduring power of hope and love and a renewed sense of purpose. I hope that today you know that we appreciate you, we love you, we want to work with you in partnership to make the Commonwealth the best Commonwealth it could be. So thank you all, and on the count of 3, I just want to say Black excellence together, and maybe I'll add an I am, okay? Is that cool? We're in church a little bit. So on the count of 3, we're going to say I am Black excellence, okay? 1, 2, 3. I am Black excellence. Thank you so much.
All right, and now we're going to have my partner in good doings, Chairman Bud Williams, give some remarks.
All right, Preacher. Yeah. I'll take the hour speech and I'll cast it aside. First, give an honor to God and happy Easter. Reverend Talley, our keynote speaker. Even though he's in Worcester, he is from Springfield, 413 Carlos. You're sitting next to it. I do have to recognize school committee woman LaTonya Naylor in the house. Homestead, they said, I got to go back to Springfield, so I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And your Western Mass, Lamar Cook, this is the governor's Western Mass representative to the State House. Thank you. I'm just going to impose real quick because I really want to recognize a couple people. Tony Dolphin, who many people remember digital back in the day. Digital was ahead of its time until they did some stuff. Tony went in and all that technology and all that. And thank you, Tony, for what you have done all over those years. We really have to recognize you. Thank you so much. And to Joe Feaster, who they say is the best lawyer in the Commonwealth now. That's my fraternity brother. All right, Joe, good to see you. And to my wife, Dr. Gloria Williams, to all the honorees, all the amazing things you folks do day in and day out. This is the people's house. Rep. Holmes alluded to it. Our ancestors helped build it. We might as well enjoy it, right? We helped build this house, didn't we? Didn't we? That's amen. And look where we are now in the seat of power, Black Latino Caucus, 24 strong. And I really wanted to just highlight a couple of things that this caucus has been able to do. We're not up here twiddling our thumbs. 24. When I got here governor, there was 11 or 12, right, Carlos? Now we double the numbers with redistricting, which Carlos Gonzalez and myself sat on the redistricting committee. That's no accident. Things happen when you're involved, when you're part of the process. So when you talk about the governor's help, and I think this is the best governor in the United States of America. Oh, yeah. He said a little loud. I think every year this mic is kind of messing up. If we talk about the $12 million for free community college, $18 million for community college nursing programs, $1.5 million for nursing and allied health workforce development, universal meals for every student in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I look to the left, I want Andy Vargas, who led the charge on this one. Raise your hand, Andy. $29 million for the METCO program. METCO has been an instrumental program in black communities. It made us a better community. Civic engagement, basic education. And then I'll go to the reentry program. And China Tyler, she's still here, led the charge on free phone calls for all prisoners. They don't have to pay for phone calls anymore. And then we talk about the funding we did for sickle cell, prostate cancer, which kills black and brown people disproportionately. We have done some amazing things here on this Beacon Hill, working with the leadership of Mariano and Senator President Spiker, and of course our illustrious governor. I've always called her before. But when I start talking about health care, you know, I had notes. That's why I don't like people to come up here and start messing around, moving papers around, because I had my stuff all organized and laid out. I think they moved it on me because I got to get to the health care. And I see Michael Curry back here, who's part of the Coalition of Health Equity. We're trying to change. When you have to wait 6 to 8 months to get a doctor's appointment, 6 to 8 months, disproportionately affecting black and brown people. Something's wrong with this system. We got the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds. $1.2 million for prostate cancer for research. Okay, that's not bad. So as I go to my seat, I'm going to tell you a little story, parable. And my leader taught the parables. You got to go to the Bible to find out who that was. Codfish was very, very, and I'm going somewhere with this. Well, the West Coast wanted codfish. And they tried everything to get codfish to the West Coast. They put it in barrels and they'd send it over, ice things. It would always die. Never could make it to the West Coast. So folks got together. And the natural enemy of codfish is catfish. It's a natural enemy. So what they did, they came with this idea. They took barrels of water and crates of water, and they put the codfish in the water with the catfish. They go all this journey. They're going and going and going and moving and moving and moving and moving and moving, and they get to the West Coast. And the codfish, amazingly, are all alive. What was happening in there? The codfish, because they were an endangered species with the catfish, they kept moving. They kept moving. They kept moving despite all the obstacles. They kept moving and moving. And Dr. Shabazz, good to see you again, my brother. They kept moving and moving and moving. The parable to the story is, we've been moving a long time. All the obstacles. But we keep moving. And we keep going to the top. Keep moving. Don't ever stop moving. If you keep moving, you're going to survive. Our ancestors before the Mayflower. They survived. They kept moving. They didn't stop moving. They kept moving. They kept going and going until they get it right. And they passed the torch to us. And we've been doing a good job of moving. So remember that. When you're an endangered species, which black and brown people are in America, we keep moving. And if you keep moving, as my grandmother used to tell me, it's hard to hit a moving target. So we keep moving. We keep moving and we keep grooving. And we are going to get to the top. One day, we'll right the wrong of this country. With that being said, yeah, it's good. Ooh. Rep Souza, good seeing you. Thank you. Oh, she was here earlier, too. Thank you. Just Senator. But this governor, when we first met with her, we talked about meetings with the governor, which is a very busy person. And we had every couple of months, Joe, we'd meet with the governor. And she said, your work is that important. We meet every 30 days with the governor, Black Latino Caucus. Every 30 days on issues that really mean a lot to our constituents, gateway cities, the gateways to this Commonwealth. Think about that. And she's done a lot. And I have to acknowledgement because I see two of my judges in the back. Age was the first Superior Court justice, and with your help, we I guess it's appointed, Judge Tracy Duncan, the second Superior Court judge in Western Massachusetts, in the back. So, when you talk a black man, governor appointed him. Commissioner of probation. I was in probation a long time, Senator. And I know there's some changes got to be made. But just think, you parole, and you're just going in and you're righting the ship. And we really appreciate you for really listening. And not only really listening, but taking what we input to you, and you got to sort it out, but you make it happen. We're so proud of you. So with my pleasure, in this great building, I want to introduce the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Please rise to your feet as Governor Healy comes to you. Thank you.
Wow. You ready for Sunday? Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Williams, for the generous introduction. Thank you for the partnership. I really appreciate the opportunity, the invitation by the Black and Latino Caucus to join everyone here today to celebrate Black excellence. Thank you to Zayvon Billups for your leadership and charisma and all that you bring to this caucus, this incredible caucus that is, trust me, always moving. Thank you, Chair Williams. Thank you, Senator Miranda, for your remarks. Vice Chair Vargas, it's been a pleasure to work with all of you throughout the year. And yeah, I'm proud of what we were able to do together, and I'm really proud of the fact that we are able to meet regularly. Myself and the Lieutenant Governor, members of our team, you know, that's how change happens, and policy gets made and then policy gets implemented. And I'm so grateful to all of you. I think about Chair Williams, he mentioned some really important things that we got done this year. Community college, free now for everyone 25 years and older in this state. With a program, Mass Reconnect. Mass Reconnect, tell your friends and family about that. A plan for universal pre-kindergarten and affordable childcare, starting in our gateway cities, but we want to see it spread across the entire state. A partnership with our colleges to ensure more affordable access, particularly to our state colleges and universities. Defense of higher education, particularly when DEI and affirmative action are under attack, we're going to go forward stronger than ever. Sorry, I got choked up about that. It made me mad. We also human study and a plan for reducing racial disparities in health care, including racial disparities in maternal health care. 10 million. With thanks to these good folks, a $10 million grant this week that we're going to use to do that work. Recently, we advanced blanket pardons for those convicted of possession of marijuana. I'm proud that we were the first state to do this in that way and address some of the injustices perpetrated by the long-failed war on drugs. Look, we're making progress, and there is no time to let up. And as your governor, forgive me, I was reading to little kids today because we're also going really hard on literacy in our little schools. Lost my voice. You know, I'm a big believer that seeing is believing, that representation matters. And when Chair Williams says this is your house, it is your house. And you have to own that, and you have to come back, and you have to engage with us, and you have to advocate, and you have to press us, and you have to push us, always. As a responsibility I have as governor that I take really seriously is making sure that we are doing our very best to put the right people around the table. And that's why I say representation matters. I'm so proud that our chief secretary, the chief secretary in charge of all appointments in the Commonwealth, for the first time in history, a black woman, April English. We have black people throughout our team, don't we? Jordan Crispin, who is Deputy Director of Community Affairs. We have Deputy Director for Western Mass, Lamar Cook. We have a new member of our team. You may know some of him. He can't be here today because of Good Friday, but Reverend Art Gordon has joined our team as our new Director of Community Engagement. I also want you to know that under my administration, black people are running our departments of transportation, of education, of labor and workforce development, and serving as chief legal counsel to the governor. But April will tell you, and I know what's important, is that we not only have leaders at the top, but we have leaders throughout agencies. And I want to thank so many of you who have answered the call to serve, some of you who are working in our administration or on boards and commissions, so many of you who are working in partnership with all of us. Which brings me finally to today's awardees. Thank you for the work that you do to make our communities better, our neighborhoods stronger, our Commonwealth stronger, our country stronger. I know that your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents would be so proud of you. And I know that your children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren are counting on you. In whatever way, in whatever capacity, my administration can help. Know that we are here. We love you. We celebrate you. And this Commonwealth will always be about supporting, celebrating, It's not just surviving, it's thriving Black excellence. Happy Easter. Blessings to everybody.
Thank you, Governor. Just, I'd be remiss, Liz and Brandy, Black maternal health, Black and brown maternal health, these two amazing women have led the call for maternal health equity. So I want to give a shout out to Brandy Fukuoka and Liz Aranda. Come on, really? No. Our babies and mothers are dying. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Brandy Fluker Oakley. Thank you, Nana Bootsy. I am the state representative for the 12th Suffolk, which is most of Mattapan, parts of Dorchester, Hyde Park, the town of Milton, and 2 streets in Roslindale. I have the distinct pleasure of beginning to recognize our honorees, but before I do that, I'm going to do a slight test to make sure y'all's black cards are still intact, okay? All right, here we go. God is good? And all the time? All right, y'all passed test 1. Okay, here we go. Test 2. Assalamu alaikum. Pass test number 2. All right, here's test number 3. Look to your neighbor and say, hey. Look to your other neighbor and say, dang, you look good. All right, y'all passed test number 3. Y'all's black cards is good. Y'all good to go. Y'all good to go. So just so you know how we're going to do this, because we have a few people to honor, we're going to ask you to hold your applause to the end, but when we call your names, we're going to kindly ask you to stand so folks can see who you are, and I am happy to share this honor with my colleagues, Rep. Chris Worrell out of Dorchester and Rep. Sam Montano out of JP, so they will also be reading the names with me. So when you hear your name stand, we're going to try to save all the applause. When you hear your name, you're going to stand, okay? Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. First, we have Amy Salmon. Amy Salmon? Thank you. Yes, hello, thank you. Aisha Milbury Ellis. Aisha Milbury Ellis. Archie LaSalle. Andrines Renadine. Thank you. Okay. Corey Stallings. Thank you, Corey. Brianna Hippolyte. Crystal Haynes. Danielle Johnson. David Jerry. Dr. Deborah Dagwan. Denver Gibbs. Diane Lucas. Dr. Cabria Baumgartner. Dr. Nilma Dominique. Eleanor Walcott. Eric Reynolds. George Bruce. Herbie Jean-Baptiste. Janae Jusino. Jennifer Gasking. Joan Cromwell. Joe Feaster. Juan Velasquez. Julie Pierce. Karen Grant Blackburn.
Kashana Harling. Kenneth Young. Kenya Beeman. Lakira Williams. Lavette Coney. Linda Lewis. Lisa Brathwaite. Lisa Riddick. Lorna Ellis. Luther Pickney. Malika Whitley. Maureen Farias. Michael Bastian. Michael McGee. Michael Monestime. Michael Ray Jeffries. Mona Tyree. Naima Abdul Kalak. Nancy Shepard Murray. Nashira Baril, MHP. Nate Bryant, ED, education doctorate, I think. Nicole Polite, Nora Zumar, Olu Paris Alston, Pastor Mahdi Naylor Sr., and Paula Carreria.
I'm just going to let y'all know off the bat, I might make a mistake on these names, but charge the mind and not the heart. And I am from Dorchester, and I represent Dorchester and Roxbury. And we're going to do one thing. Say it loud. Say it loud. All right. Paulo Di Barros, Dr. Demetra D. Shabazz, Purple Rain. I love that name. Ray Bandon, Ricardo Rick Marshall, Raina Wolter Ding, Renee Letter Better, Reverend Lucy Marshall, Rashlene Ritchie Cadet, Robert C. Jackson, Samuel Jabru, Santos Carrasquillo, Sean McShay, Shiaka McIntosh, Shirley Schillenford, Stephen Martin, Suzanne Graham Anderson, I love my black people. Tamar Israel, Tracy Thomas, Tracy Hillman, Virginia Sim George, Willie Chill Vale, Willie I. Mitchell, Zoe Lewis, and I want everyone to look around and give a huge round of applause for the 2024 Black Excellence on the Hill.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Momentarily, I'm going to turn over to Zavon Billups. We also have food catered from Slade's today. So for those of us who are Boston, we already know what that means. So we're going to go ahead and conclude after we hear our keynote. Sorry, Reverend Tally, I'm hungry.
Thank you. That's a sacred name in Boston, Slade's. The whole universe revolves around Dorchester, Roxbury, and Slade's. I had to get that in because that's all they want you to go to is Slade. Okay. I do have the distinct pleasure of introducing Reverend Clyde D. Talley, Senior Pastor, Bethel, Belmont AME Zion Church. He's an award-winning speaker. I'm going to give you the short version because he's going to come in his own way. I think the most interesting thing on this resume, a native of Springfield, Massachusetts. He has served in corporate America for over 30 years in both the public and private sectors, and really a man of God. He's also on the governor. We serve on the governor's Black Economic Council. Thank you. I forgot that. Didn't forget it. Just didn't blame it on my head. Reverend Talley has been a dear, lifelong friend of mine in the family, and the amazing work that he has done, that he continues to do, And even though he's in Worcester, they get the same treatment as Springfield from 617 and 857. It doesn't matter. And this time, I want to give a little shout out to I think the youngest person in here, China Tyler. We got a little baby. Can we get that baby? Yeah, come on, give it to her. Newly born. Let's see that. That's what keep them calm. There we go. There we go. We keep them coming. Just say something in the middle. That little thing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really honored that you all showed up today on behalf of the entire Black and Latino Caucus. My name is China Tyler, and I have the honor of being a mom. I have a 13-year-old middle schooler. Y'all pray for me. And my new baby here, Gigi, who has just turned 3 months. And I also have the honor of being one of the past presidents, along with Representative Holmes and Representative Carlos Gonzalez. And now next up, probably Andy Vargas. But we'll talk about that another time. Of the Massachusetts Black and Latino Caucus. And I guess I just want to say thank you all for showing up. I heard a little bit earlier, I had to step out for a second, but I heard a little bit earlier that someone mentioned for uplifting the free telephone calls initiative. A lot of our folks, particularly Black and Latino folks, unfortunately are incarcerated at disproportionate rates. And we do whatever we can to make sure that folks get a real second chance when they come home, because the reality of it is that they're all coming home. And so reentry is something that's very important to the entire Black and Latino caucus. So we have a million initiatives that we have, but they're all focused around making sure that folks have an easy pathway home when they come home, and that the recidivism rates are reduced. And so the free telephone calls initiative is now law. That means that anybody who makes a phone call from the prison industry, the Department of Corrections, and the House of Corrections as well, they will be calling home free, and we hope to do many more public safety initiatives. Everyone here has a bill that's public safety and criminal justice oriented, and I'm glad to have been able to pave the way for many more initiatives to come. So thank you so much for coming. Gigi says hello to everybody. Please, she only has 2 shots, so if you just want to say hi to her, please say hi to her from afar. And special shout out to my 2 honorees, Attorney Joe Feaster and Luther Pinckney, who we probably will be ordering from the Pearl Restaurant, which is the second center of the earth in Dorchester. So shout out to the Pearl Restaurant. Please go there and eat and support your Black restaurants. Thank y'all.
So Reverend Talley's going to come in his own way, and we realize this is a very important weekend for Black and brown people, Holy Week, basically. So put your hands together and welcome Reverend Talley, who's going to take you to the house. Come on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Black excellence on the Hill. I love it. Listen, I know I'm between you and the food, so I don't plan to hold you long. Giving honor to our governor, lieutenant governor, the governor's staff, senators, state representatives, other officials, Zavon Billups, executive director for the Black and Latino Caucus, and its members, and to the nominees, to the awardees, congratulations. And to my friend, Representative Bud Williams, who provided me this opportunity, thank you. I consider it an honor and privilege to be with you this afternoon. And I'm here to talk to you about Black excellence. Now, to start off with, I have a question for you. When you hear the term Black excellence, what comes to mind? Okay. Me? Oh, that's good. Okay. And for some, when they hear the term Black excellence, they may think of Blacks who are typically recognized in the entertainment industry by obtaining an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, or Tony Award, or somebody who has an EGOT. So they have all those awards. Or they may think of somebody who achieved an NAACP award or was on the Soul Train Award. For some, when they hear Black excellence, they may think of sports, where a Black player played a major part or a critical role in achieving a goal, like a gold medal in the Olympics or helping a team win the World Series, the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, NBA championship, or just getting MVP. When others think of black excellence, they may think of our ancestors who made notable achievements and contributions for our people, such as Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Charles Drew, Reverend Martin Luther King. Or they may reflect on the inventors, black inventors and scientists who changed the way we live and work today. For instance, just this week, I heard of a 25-year-old black inventor named Roy Ayala. He's the brains behind Sign IQ. How many of you heard about that? Well, he invented these gloves. When you do sign language, it speaks, whatever they're signing. And so that gives the hearing impaired and the deaf the ability to communicate with people who don't know or don't understand sign language. So as you can see, black excellence probably means different things to different people. And depending on who you talk to, you'll get a different answer if you ask them, well, what is black excellence? Now, someone may say, well, you're on the stage, why don't you tell us? Well, I can give you my perspective, but I hope through this presentation that I can give you a balanced view of what I think black excellence is or maybe should be. When Representative Williams asked me to speak, my first thought was that that's a very broad topic. There's a lot you can say about that, but I'm willing to take on the challenge. To be fair, I thought it important to provide an impartial view. So I Googled, what is black excellence? And I received a plethora of responses, some of which were good. I particularly like this one. The term black excellence refers to a high level of achievement, success, or ability demonstrated by an individual black person or black people in general. In some cases, the term is used to refer to an aspiration or goal to be achieved or to a mindset used in the pursuit of such success. Now, if you think about it, one may say, well, in the pursuit of success, that's not just good for black people, that's good for anybody. Well, let me further clarify. I believe one of the reasons why we coined the phrase black excellence is because we're referring to a race that was put in slavery against their will for almost 300 years, was treated as animals, killed for little or no reason, was deprived of healthy living, suffered mental and physical abuse, and were told they were less than a man. We are a race of people who've been traumatized. One may say, but slavery is over. That was a long time ago. You people should be over it already. For people who think that way, you need to understand that when you deal with trauma, the act or thing that caused the trauma may be over, but the lingering effects still exist. Especially when you have a race of people who've been discriminated against and treated as less than for 3 centuries. And so we're re-traumatized when you hear about recent incidents of our people dealing with prejudice, racism, and discrimination. And the summation of all this creates a stigma or belief from within that you can't expect much from black people. So when one of us rises above expectations and the stigma and trauma of our past and obtains a high level of achievement or success, we consider that black excellence. Their success is also attributed to us as a race of black people. Also, black people have been told throughout the years that you have to do twice as much and work twice as hard to achieve the same success as white people. So when a black person achieves a certain level of success, it's already understood that you worked hard to get where you are. Black excellence. I believe black excellence can also be personal, to mean whatever you want to do or whatever you want to accomplish that makes you proud as an individual, or more importantly, as a black person. For instance, you may have a goal of being a great father, a great mother, develop your passion in doing a trade, Or you may decide, I'm going to college. I'm going to get my associates or my bachelor's or master's or my doctorate. Or whatever job that you currently have, you decide that I'm going to be the best at what I do. Whatever the personal goal or whatever you decide to do, you're doing it for you. Not necessarily to prove anything to anybody, it's personal. Even when you make the personal decision that I'm going to be at the table with the decision maker, the executives, the senior leaders, those who are in positions of authority, so I can be a voice to help make a positive difference for my people and other minorities. Black excellence also means that you achieve success no matter what the challenge or obstacle you face. Black excellence also means that it doesn't matter if you grew up in a broken home, in a single-parent household, or if your family was poor, or you grew up in a rough neighborhood, or you come from a failed marriage, or an abusive relationship. To succeed, you decided, I'm not going to allow my past to define my future. At the end of the day, you make the decision that I'm going to be the best at whatever I choose to be and whatever I choose to do. And I will not stop until I achieve my goal. I like what Governor Wes Moore said about black excellence. And I think he hit it right on the nail head when he said this. Black excellence is people who believe that they don't live in boundaries. They don't have to live in boxes. They can be excellent students and athletes. They can be entrepreneurs, and they can be community leaders. That means that they can be elected officials, and they can be a people who are about the people's work. That we don't have to compromise who we are at every space we're in. Black excellence means being excellent everywhere you are. End quote. And let me leave you with this quote. And I don't know who said it, but I like it. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until good becomes better and better becomes the best. Somebody has to be the best. Why not you? And to the awardees, while you may not be on the stage getting an Emmy, Grammy, an Oscar, or a Tony, you may not be on the stage for NAACP or a Soul Train Award. But I'm here to tell you that what you do, it does matter. It does matter. And it is important. Even if you change one life, your efforts were worth it. In a quick story, there was a man on a beach, and some starfish had washed the shore. I know, a fish again, right? And so he was throwing them back in the ocean. And this guy was watching him. And he couldn't take it anymore. So he went up to the gentleman and said, look, there are hundreds of these starfish. You're never going to get them all back in the ocean. I don't think what you're doing makes a difference. And he picked one up and says, it makes a difference to this one. Even one can affect millions. What you do matters. Congratulations. Oh, you want to do it here? Yeah, because they're going to eat. Okay.
Come on, you know, we're not taking up an offering, so you. Hey, I would. Just, let's give to the awardees, best, better, it does matter. Thank you. If you change one life, you've made a difference. Before we partake in Slade's good old soul food, let me ask Reverend Talley if he would have the honors of blessing the food before we go over? Reverend?
Let us bow our heads. Father Elohim, our God, thank you for this gathering, an opportunity for us to come together and celebrate instead of all being here because of somebody's death. We are all here to celebrate, and we thank you for this opportunity. Bless the awardees, those who have worked with them, and we ask now that you bless this food that's been prepared for our nourishment, strength, and body. Sanctify and cleanse us so it may nourish and strengthen us to continue the work, to continue to make a difference. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I think the ED has some directions for us. You.
All right, y'all. So we're getting ready to close out. Thank you so much for being here. In a moment, you can form a single file line over here if you want to get some food before you go. The only two things I want to star for you is that if you are a nominee and you have not received your citation yet, make sure you go up to the front desk. They have it ready for you if you haven't got it already. And secondly, you'll see a number of Scantrons all around. One is up here up front. If you scan that QR code, you will have access to our virtual program, which I will also send to all nominees via email. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Cool. You're able to save that, and we'll also post it on our website for years to come. So we celebrate you today, but we will continue to be celebrated after today, too. All right, y'all. Go ahead and get some food. Enjoy Easter weekend. Thank you for being here.